Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be talking about how I think I've got one of the best jobs in the world. And what I want to do is give you a little bit of a secret in how you can become an accountant as well. So with this video we're going to just go straight into it. We're going to roll that intro, give a bit of context and give you all the information you need to maybe become an accountant yourself. Hello, my name is Patrick. I'm a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer, a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks Chap on the internet, and also head of accounts here at Boffix. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you could also become an accountant, what it means to become an accountant, and at the end, some pro tips to make sure that you don't miss out yourself. So first of all, let's put a whole perspective on this. Why would you want to become an accountant? Isn't accountancy quite boring? Isn't accountancy something that you have to be really good at maths at? Well, let's use this opportunity to debunk that. You see, one of the things that really frustrates me about when people perceive accountancy is that it's really boring. And in fact, in my opinion, it's one of the most rewarding and exciting careers out there. Okay, I'm not talking about filing a VAT return or a tax return because, yeah, that can be pretty boring. And in fairness, that will be part and parcel of what the job is all about. But the real exciting part about being an accountant is actually helping small businesses. You see, in my role, that's what I do day in and day out. And it gives me such a big opportunity to really enjoy what I do. The idea that I can help businesses go from that little startup idea to something that can really change a community or change a family or open up opportunities for people is a real satisfying job. I have the opportunity to talk on camera. I have the opportunity to talk at trade shows. I get all of those aspects about it that I find really rewarding. And that's where I think that accountancy is going to be best placed for a lot of people. That idea that you're going to be more of a business advisor than their tax person becomes something that you can have as an opportunity to really enjoy what it is you do. Now, I love my role. I love the fact that every time I get up, there's always going to be something different. I get to train, I get to help, I get to really inspire people to go out there and make the best they possibly can from their business opportunities. And I think this is going to be an opportunity for you, listening to this video, to see why that's so good and give you that chance to enjoy that as well. So that's why you would want to become an accountant. But how do you become an accountant? Well, there's lots and lots of ways. And one of the things to also remember with the world of accountancy is how varied the job is. You see, accountants isn't just one hat fits all. To be an accountant, first of all, you're either going to be an accountant in practice, which means you look after lots and lots of small businesses or lots of large businesses for that. But basically your role is to look after multiple businesses. Or you can be an accountant in industry, which basically means that you are working for one business and you are part of that business's team. And you can see that just at that first juncture between the two of them, they're going to be such very different roles. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about accountants in practice. That's what my bread and butter is. That's where I have all my experiences. But don't be put off by the fact that a job in industry could be something that's worthwhile to you. And also that gives you that flexibility later down your accounting career to maybe make the change from one to the other, meaning you've always got that variety. Are you going to be looking after hundreds or 200s or 300s different clients or even more? Or do you just look after one business? That's going to ultimately be the decision that you have between an industry and practice. And straight away, we have lots of opportunities there to really make it a varied and fulfilling role. Okay, so industry versus accounting. Now, the industry side of things, again, I don't know all that much of. I just know it from peers who work. I've never physically worked in myself. But ultimately what it means is that you're helping a business complete their statutory requirements. Might be filing their VAT return or putting a set of accounts together, but also you get to be a lot more involved in the day-to-day running of how that business goes. Collecting expenses, doing purchase orders, there's a whole range of different elements to it that comes with that particular role. And the further up the career path you get, the further away you come from those mundane kind of standard tasks to actually making serious decisions in how that business is going to go. And I promise you that's when it becomes really exciting. What about practice? Obviously that's where I can give a lot more insight to. And even in the world of practice, it isn't just a case of just one hat fits all. There are many different roles within there. So in the world of practice, you may have the opportunity to have lots and lots and lots of different career paths. Being in practice, you may be what we would call a standard accountant, where you're looking at doing accountancy, making sets of accounts for clients, doing tax returns, doing the accounts for them. Or you may be more of a bookkeeper, where it's all about making sure that you are looking after the client's books. So every time that they have a transaction out their bank account, then you're recording it as what that transaction could be. Ultimately, probably to do a VAT return and make sure their VAT return's correct. Or you may have a career in payroll, where your whole role is making sure that you are looking after clients' payrolls on their behalf, so they can make payment to their employees and make sure everything is all nice and clean and tidy. Then there's also going down the role of auditing. So you're actually going in and making sure that if people are doing their own set of accounts, have they done it correctly? And also there's opportunity far more than that in terms of the whole business advisory type of work as well. So again, you've got lots of variety. There is so many different aspects to being an accountant that you want to be able to make sure that you can see what all of them are to give you the chance to go through and keep them all nice and clean. So my first tip is to make sure that before you commit to any of these sectors, give yourself the best opportunity to find experience in all of them, to find out what's right for you and what bit you enjoy compared to the rest. Okay, so we talked a lot about what an accountant is, but how do you get in the world of accountancy and progress that's going to be best for you? Well, this is where qualifications come into play. Accountancy does have the option where qualified by experience is actually a really good opportunity and is something that we can actually utilise quite a lot. Accountancy is definitely a profession where qualified by experience, so just working and working and working and building your craft, is something that you can get a lot of benefit out of. But if I'm completely honest, if you want to progress your career at any great speed, then you really do need qualifications behind you. The best thing is, though, that there's lots of qualifications out there. Remember I said there was all those different types of practice accountants alone? Well, there's different qualifications for each of those as well. There's also going to be different qualifications based on if you went through industry versus if you went into practice. But let's boil it down to some of those simplified qualifications just to make it really easy for you. The first qualification you should always look at is AAT. Now, AAT is designed to be your entry-level qualification. It's designed to take over the fact you may need to go in and get a degree or go down the route of getting good A-levels. AAT is designed to replace those two types of ones and give you multiple levels so you can be able to progress in the world of accountancy, but at the best possible way, because it's all about being an apprenticeship scheme. So you get to work on the job, understand it, get to know what you like, get to know what you don't like, but at the same time, get a great qualification as well. And I started as AAT, as an apprentice, and had no idea what the world of accounting was all about, but used those years to be able to understand exactly what I liked about accountancy and be able to go through from there. Also, when we talk about qualifications, don't forget as well, QuickBooks themselves provide a Pro Advisor qualification so that you can understand exactly what that software can give you and it can make sense to you how that can be helped with your client. I absolutely love the world of QuickBooks, and I love the fact that they give us opportunities to be able to train accountants to best use the software that's out there. And you never know, it could be me that's training you on that one. Okay, so for me, they're your entry-level qualifications. You use these qualifications to get yourself into the world of accountancy, either via an apprenticeship or however you're going to go into them, and you build your skills up. And in your first part of your career, they're going to be invaluable to you. And for some people, that is all the qualifications that you'll ever need. You can get a very good career out of that. But then there are the next step, the true professional qualifications. Now in the UK, we have 3 different types. We have the world of ICAW, ACCA, and CIMA. Now, CIMA is primarily going to be for those accountants who have gone down the industry route. Remember at the beginning where we talked about the idea that you were working for one practice and one practice alone? Well, that's where CIMA comes into play. So really, CIMA qualification is for those people who've gone down that route. But then the other 2 qualifications are very similar to one another, and offer you the opportunity to really enhance your credibility as an accountant, to become truly professional accountants. We love the world of ICAW. One of the proudest things that I ever was able to achieve in my career is that as an ICAW member and an ICAW practicing accountant, I was given the opportunity to not only become a practice based on ICAW, but also a authorized trainer provider, meaning that I can train people to become ICAEW qualified. And for me, that really gives credibility to our firm, and it gives opportunity for our staff to be able to progress their career to literally the highest level that's possible. Now again, ICAW, ACCA, they're very, very similar. You'll find that different accounting practices have aligned with one or the other based on preference. But ultimately, ICAW is probably the best. Now, once you've got your ICAW qualification, then the world really is your oyster. You've got the opportunity to go out and set your own practice up, go out there, become a partner of a current practice. The opportunities at your disposal are going to be huge. So I really do think that having the opportunity just to understand these a little bit better will go down a long way. And keep an eye on this channel. We'll go into it in a lot more detail in future videos. Okay, so we've covered what an accountant is and opportunities for you, and we've covered best ways to get into the world of accountancy in terms of qualification. Well, let's go through some secret tips to make sure that you are going to be best suited when it comes to that interview technique. Because ultimately, for you to become in the AAT world or to ICAW world, you're going to need to get an employment with an accounting firm that's going to back you to become that qualified accountant. So that means that you're going to want to go out there and be the best that you possibly can be and put your best foot forward so that you can win that interview. Well, here's some pro tips on making it through that interview process. When I'm looking for someone to come and work for us, we're looking for a few things. Not necessarily qualifications, because at the end of the day, we've just gone through the fact that there are plenty of qualifications that we can put you through and part and parcel of the job. Via apprenticeship schemes or day release, there's opportunities there where we can improve your qualification, improve what is you know about the world of accountancy so you can better serve our clients. So for me, qualifications, as good as they are, isn't going to be the be all and end all for me being able to bring someone on, because we can plug that gap. What we want to see though are little traits that are going to make it so that you are the best possible accountants for our clients. For me, what I look for a lot for is things like empathy. Like people who care about small businesses, people who want to know that small businesses are being looked after. Because ultimately, that's our role. Our role is to make sure that small businesses are happy. And if they're not happy, well, then we need to do something about that. So empathy becomes quite an important trait. And for you to show empathy, show the fact that you understand small businesses are going through a rough time. Bring up the news, bring up what's happening in the world of politics, and bring in maybe real life scenarios. Maybe how in your village you've gone from having lots and lots of different small businesses in there to only having a handful. Bring in real life scenarios. And best of all, if you can bring in real life scenarios where you've worked, you're going to be in such a great opportunity. See, for me, I started my life out as a Saturday lad in a local butcher's, and I used that opportunity and experience to bring forward to my first few jobs. And it gave me that opportunity to understand how impactful that accountant was to that particular business. The other thing I'd always say as well is that experience matters. And the experience of having a small business or being involved in a small business is going to be huge. So if you think about it from your point of view, if you came to a accountant and you've already started a very small business, I'm talking maybe an eBay store, an Etsy store, or some form of online business, then you're going to put yourself in a higher proportion of opportunity because you're showing that you have that ability to understand what it's like to be in the world of business. That gives you a chance that if you're talking to a client later down the line, then you can talk to them about what the world of business actually means and how that works. And I think that's so important. I think that's going to give you the opportunity to show that you understand what it's like to have a business in terms of looking at your profit margins and everything else that's with it. And it doesn't have to be a massively successful online business, but just showing that you've gone through and actually started up the business yourself means that you've already shown that opportunity to show that you know what a small business is all about, the pitfalls and also the benefits. We love seeing it. We love seeing people who are going to go out their way, setting up a business, going to want to go and get the best they possibly can. And I think that that makes it a really true benefit of working for an accountancy firm. So if you can go out there showing yourself as a small business owner, I think it's going to put you in a great light. And then my final thing is utilize YouTube, utilize the internet. Even here on this channel, we have a podcast called Ask the Accountant, which is designed to give insights into what it's like to be an accountant. Just showing that you're watching those sort of content, you're keeping up to date with what's going on, you're understanding the topics that are happening, that's going to put you in a great light. And it shows that you're willing to go out there and to do some self-development. And self-development in the world of accountancy is going to be huge for you because there's so much to learn that you can't really rely just on your accountancy firm to give you every aspect of it. You need to go further. Understand what software is good. Understand what software is not so good. Understand why software is so important to clients. Even something as small as that is going to give you the best possible way. So for me, that's what this is all about. It's about giving you that opportunity to go out there, be the best you possibly can by showcasing that you have other talent other than turning up to an interview. Okay, so that's the world of accountancy. Hopefully giving you the opportunity to have all that you need to understand exactly what's going to be right for you. Good luck out there. Let us know in the comments below if there's anything that we could help you with, and we can do maybe a future video based on this exact topic. But don't forget, Ask the Accountant. Weekly podcast is designed to give you the opportunity to talk about this and ask these particular questions. We're always there to want to inspire people to become accountants. At the end of the day, the more great people like yourself that we could get into the world of accountancy, the better it's going to be for everyone. The more people out there, the better our small businesses are not going to just survive, but thrive. And bringing people like you is exactly how we're going to do that. Again, don't forget to use the comments below to ask any questions. Don't forget to watch Ask the Accountant on a weekly basis. And with that, I think that's everything that we need to be able to make sure that you have the best possible way of becoming an accountant. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and all of that sort of stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.